What's up, guys? Mickle here, and right when we started to get some positive momentum in the cryptocurrency industry, the SEC comes out of nowhere and drops a behemoth of a lawsuit. Guys, in this video, I want to go over the SEC's brand new case against two crypto monsters, and guys, I'm going to break down what implications this case could have for the entire crypto industry. Multiple lawyers, including Jeremy Hogan, have already come out and said they are shocked about this current lawsuit. So guys, in this video, we're going to go over that as well as John Deaton's end of the year predictions. Guys, you are going to be shocked with what John Deaton has to say for what's going to happen in 2023. And guys, one of them has to do with a settlement. Make sure to stick around for that. Last of all, guys, at the end of this video, we're going to go over the current market conditions. We actually got some very bullish news for the macro environment. So guys, as long as we can avoid the SEC absolutely destroying this market, it looks like we could have some very bright days ahead of us. Make sure to stick around for that. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever need a place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. Guys, Uphold has been blowing it out of the water recently. You can buy Flare, you can buy Songbird, you can stake your assets. Guys, if you do not have an account with Uphold yet, I highly suggest you make one using the link in the description of this video. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, we need to start out this video and go over the SEC's newest cases against Gemini and Genesis. Guys, the SEC charged both of these companies with selling unregistered securities, but guys, it's not in the way you would expect. So Jeremy Hogan actually tweeted out, "I read the SEC lawsuit against Gemini and Genesis briefly, and I didn't see any argument that the digital assets themselves are securities, only in the footnotes. This is not the crypto exchange lawsuit I expected. So guys, this is pretty interesting right here. Jeremy Hogan is noting that both Gemini and Genesis got sued by the SEC for offering unregistered securities. But the SEC is not actually alleging in this case that the crypto tokens themselves were the securities. The SEC is actually saying the fact that Genesis and Gemini had lend features, those features were the securities and not necessarily the crypto tokens. Well guys, to start out, I think this can tell us a lot about how the SEC thinks their current case against Ripple is going. If the SEC thought it was clear-cut that all cryptocurrencies were securities, there is no doubt in my mind that the SEC would be claiming that some of the tokens on Gemini and Genesis were securities. The SEC is clearly starting to see that its stance that the crypto token itself is a security is not as strong as an argument as they may have thought when they originally brought their case against Ripple. So guys, this is very good news just off the start. Because if the SEC was suing Genesis and Gemini, saying all these different tokens were securities, well, that would mean the SEC likely thought they were going to win the Ripple case, get a ruling that XRP was a security, and then have the perfect opportunity or the perfect ruling to then go after these exchanges and say, look, because XRP is a security, so is this token, and this token, and you just violated securities laws. All these assets are securities. It's all under our jurisdiction. Because it doesn't look like that's the route the SEC is choosing to go, which is very interesting. Now guys, on the bad side of this, first of all, we have the SEC going after two crypto companies that are essentially bankrupt at this point. So retail investors got screwed, they lost their money, and then after that happened, we see the SEC coming in to collect money on top of it and try to expand their jurisdiction. Guys, it is absolutely disgusting that every single time the SEC brings a case, it's to harm retail investors and not to help them. I don't understand why the SEC can't come in before something like this happens, but guys, this is starting to be a serious trend with them. Now, on that same note, guys, one of the things I was really worried about was how the market would take this news. Because, guys, as of recently, we have been seeing some very good price action in Bitcoin and XRP. And I was really worried when this news dropped, a lot of people were going to start spreading FUD. We were going to see a lot of news articles coming out saying, oh, another exchange gets sued by the SEC. And I thought we were just going to see this massive candle we've been putting in over the last couple of days just get completely eaten up and evaporate. Well, guys, lucky for us, it doesn't look like Bitcoin's really responding to this news, which is very positive. I really hope the market's starting to distinguish the difference between a centralized company and Bitcoin itself and some of these decentralized assets, because guys, that would start to shield us from a lot of negative news that will come out about these centralized Ponzi schemes that were just never fit to make it in this market. Now, guys, another thing I want to point out here, which is pretty interesting, is this in no doubt was bad news. If someone told us last week when the prices were depressed that Gemini and Genesis were going to get sued by the SEC, you would have likely expected all of crypto to go down. But guys, what we can see is it's really not having an effect on Bitcoin. So guys, this could mean that we already reached a bottom in this market. Now, I also quickly want to go over what's going on with XRP because this is also very interesting. Also, on the XRP price chart, we're really not seeing much of a reaction. We are really holding above this 31 cent line, 34 cent line very well. And guys, this is a massive support. Right now, we're actually pushing up against this descending resistance that we have been fighting with for almost 2 years now. Guys, XRP is fully consolidated. It's going to have to make a move to the upside or downside. XRP has come to the point where it's going to have to either break this massive support down here or this huge resistance over the top. Guys, both of these supports and resistances have been in existence for over a year now. This one is really long. This is like 3. This one's like 2 years now. So guys, I am expecting a very volatile move when XRP does eventually break out of this. Now guys, XRP could keep pushing in this formation until it looks like maybe like February. It could get dragged out, but guys, there is no doubt in my mind that there is a massive volatility event coming. Guys, go back through XRP's entire history. Whenever XRP starts to have low volatility for an extended period of time, it's almost guaranteed there's going to be a massive market event around the corner. And guys, it looks like we could be very close to that. Now, guys, I was worried that this Genesis and Gemini news was going to be the negative catalyst to force us to break down, but it really doesn't look like that's happening. So, guys, let's hope that the market plans on moving upward, plans on getting some volatility to the upside, and it's just looking for a positive catalyst to make that happen. Right now, things are looking very good on the XRP price chart. We're not really in risk of breaking this bottom support. We'd have to go to the low 30s. We're really pushing up above it. So guys, let's see what happens here. If we do break out of this, I really do expect we're going to get some serious price movement to the upside. Hopefully that corresponds with a macro event like a win in the Ripple SEC case. But guys, let's just see how it plays out. I'm just happy right now that we're holding the current prices very well on top of this kind of scary news. Guys, now I want to move on and cover John Deaton's 2020 predictions because, guys, these are very interesting. Let's start off with number 1, and it has to do with Ripple. Number 1 of John Deaton's 2023 predictions, the Ripple case does not settle until after we get a decision from Judge Torres. So you guys are probably wondering, what does that even mean? Well, guys, I actually covered this on my channel before, and this was originally said by Attorney Fred, or I first heard it from Attorney Fred. He was saying that he doesn't think the SEC is going to settle this case until Judge Torres brings Ripple and the SEC into a room and says, this is my ruling. You guys can either take this ruling or settle this case right now. Attorney Fred said he believed that the SEC would say, okay, Ripple, you better settle this case right now or we're going to appeal Judge Torres' decision. So essentially what would happen here is the SEC would be using a settlement as damage control. Obviously, the SEC does not want the Hinman emails getting out. They also don't want to create a path for every single cryptocurrency out there to beat them in court. For this to happen, the SEC needs to settle. But the SEC does not want Ripple to just say, I don't want to settle anymore. You took this case to distance. We're going to take Judge Torres' ruling. The only way they avoid that happening, because they already got the ruling from Judge Torres, is telling Ripple, hey, if you don't settle this case right now, we're going to appeal this decision and you're going to be in court for another 2 years. So guys, I actually think this is a highly probable scenario. I think the only way this doesn't play out is if Judge Torres actually threatens to make the Hinman emails public before summary judgment. Now, we have no idea if that's going to happen or not. James K. Filan seemed to think we wouldn't see a ruling on the Hinman issues until summary judgment, which would play out to what we just talked about with John Deaton's prediction perfectly. Now, guys, Jeremy Hogan, on the other hand, seemed to think that we were going to get a ruling on the Hinman emails before summary judgment, so that could actually make a settlement happen earlier. In terms of when we're going to get a ruling on those emails, it's almost impossible to know. No one knows what's going to happen, but we do know that the SEC is likely going to do whatever they can to not make these emails public. But guys, either way, this is really exciting because this case is wrapping up and wrapping up fast, even if it does go the distance and we do get a settlement at summary judgment. But guys, the exciting news is that this case is wrapping up and wrapping up fast. In terms of predictions for when it was going to end, a lot of lawyers were saying at the end of March. So guys, we are coming to this event very closely. At this point, whether it settles or goes to summary judgment, it almost doesn't matter. We are so close to XRP clarity. Number 2 is an exchange, maybe more than one, is sued for selling unregistered securities. Well, guys, guess what? That happened today. John Deaton was on the money with that one, and he has been saying that for a very long time. Number 3 is investigation to Sam Bankman-Fried's meetings uncovers bad. You know what? Guys, I think this is a given. There is no way FTX got as far as they did without being very close to some very prominent regulators. I think either some dirt's going to come out there or there's going to be a lot of stuff hidden from the public. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot of dirt and we're not going to know about it. But let's hope that plays out in a more transparent manner than I'm expecting. Last of all, he believes Gary Gensler resigns by end of year. And guys, yes, sir, I have been saying this forever. If you guys have been following this channel, I was one of the first people beating the drum on Gary Gensler resigning. BitBoy said the other day that he had inside information that that was going to happen. Who knows how accurate that is? Looks like John Deaton also thinks it's going to happen. So guys, I am fully on board with this happening. This would be so bullish for the cryptocurrency industry. And let's just hope we get an SEC commissioner that gets it. Someone who can provide us clear rules so this industry can take off. Guys, if that happens, the bear market is over. We are going to have so much innovation in the US. We just need to get Gary Gensler out. And guys, I want to finish this video off with honestly a massive event that's not going to get enough attention today because of all the other crazy stuff that went on. And that is that CPI data came out very good. Guys, it looks like we are really heading into an environment where the Federal Reserve is going to be able to stop cutting rates and we might actually not see a bad recession. Guys, this would be so bullish for cryptocurrencies and growth stocks, honestly, and could propel us into a macro environment that is actually really, really good for crypto assets. So guys, the good news is everything's going in the right direction. There's still a couple things lagging on the inflation side that could spell some bad news. But guys, I would say overall, this report today was a B+ or A-. And guys, it looks like things are really going in the right direction. So let's just hope this trend continues. It looks like it will. Let's hope the Federal Reserve starts to pump the brakes on the rate hikes. And guys, let me tell you, if that happens, this bear market will be over and we will be in a brand new bull market. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.